Okay, this installment, Macro103, is going to be a follow along and do what I'm doing as I'm doing it type of an exercise. So I'm going to open a new spreadsheet. It'll be default given the name Untitled 1. And let's just begin by saving it as my favorite junk. And I'm going to save mine on my desktop, because that way I can find it and delete it more easily. Okay, that was pretty straightforward. We're going to grab the macro recorder and we're going to make a couple of routines in this installment so that you get a sense of how this works. Once again, when I click on the button, I get the stop recording. My first macro is going to select cell A1. And I'm going to save this as in the junk, in standard and junk. I'm going to give this the name top. Save. And I'm going to put it in module 1. Okay. And make another macro this time. All I'm going to do is hit the down arrow. And I'm going to hit stop recording. And we're going to put this in module 1. And it's going to be called step down. Save. And then finally, I'm going to do one more macro. Just, well, we better have something that says something. So let's do a recording. And in this cell, we already saw this. I'm going to put the word complete. Return. Stop recording. And I'm going to name this one. Well, let's make a new module this time. New module, module 2. Okay. And this one's going to be called text complete. Save. Alrighty. So now what we're doing when we're playing with these things is we're going to have an interface where we work on the various macros that we've created. And you can get there from hitting the macro organizer button, or if you haven't done that, go down here to organize macros, open Office Basic, and we get our two modules. I'm going to go into module 1 and I'm going to push the edit button. When I push the edit button, this screen pops up, and this is your basic editing screen, right? So if you look at, there's module 1, over here is module 2. Okay, so if I look into module 1, what I'll see is these subroutines that the macro recorder picked up on. So step down has all of this stuff, and what you wind up doing is having it increment by stepping down. What we can do to clean this up is highlight all of these REM statements. REM is just a reminder or a statement that the computer doesn't look at, and it doesn't need to be in here. And in fact, if I want to, I can get rid of all of these and set my program up to look really, really clean. And the whole idea with this is to at least have some idea of how to make it readable, even though we're not probably going to read this type of information that often. But just to clean it up so that when we're sniffing around in here, we can have everybody more easily found. So there's my step down. I could do that here on the main subroutine, which this one goes to point A1. I thought I gave that a different name. Interesting. Subroutine main. Okay, so we have subroutine main, takes us to the top. And then I come over here to this module. This is the subroutine text complete. I'm going to take this and cut it. I'm going to bump it over here to my first module, and you see how you can just move this stuff around. Control V. And all this is an editor, right? So over here in module 2, I'm going to rename this, and I'm going to say hand code, meaning that this is where we're going to write code eventually. And then module 1, I'm going to put in the name recorded. And all this does is give me a way of looking through and seeing the zones where I might have written something versus the zones where there was a recorded process involved. Now, I'm going to back out of this, and I'm going to redo this main program so that it says top, because I want it to say top so that I remember what it is. I'm really leery to run a routine called main. So we'll come back over here. We're going to save this because we edited some things. And then I'm going to hit the X, and that will close me out of that. Okay, if I randomly click over here, select that top, boom. If I look in recorded process, top never made it in. I must have accidentally given it the word name main. So now I'm going to go in and I'm going to say, we're going to call that TOP, and maybe I'll say top left just to make it a little more descriptive. And now when I go in to organize my macros, macro, organize, open office. If I look in the recorded, here's my top left, text complete, step down. Under hand coded, there's only the main. The next installment will actually make a hand recorded macro. But for now, I just needed to get you set up. So we'll close out of this, come back out to the top, save the spreadsheet, and I'll see you in the next video.